Well, we're in a busy stretch of hockey for this little walleyes. We welcome in Matt Melzak, the voice of the Fish. And Matt, we're looking at 7 games in 10 days. They had 3 last weekend. They're going to play again on Wednesday, then 3 this coming weekend. They went out to Iowa, not the trip they wanted. They did make up for it a little bit on Sunday with a nice win over Bloomington.
They did. Finished off basically a 500 weekend. You had 6 possible points. They got 3 of them. That win over Bloomington kind of ran away there late in the third period. To kind of coast to that win was good to finish off the weekend. If you can get the game against Cincinnati on Wednesday, now you set yourself up with the home part of that 7 and 10 days, which the 3 and 3 this coming weekend.
They remain in first place in the Central. Of course, the lead remains 10 points over Iowa. They're still leading the West. They slipped behind the Brabham Cup, but there's still some time to make up ground there. Let's talk about what we did see this weekend for the first time in several weeks. Mitchell Lewandowski back with the walleye, and he picked up right where he left off. He's been a point machine.
Yeah, it's no surprise, too. I mean, this is a guy, what a cool cat he is when he's out there on the ice. It's just fun to watch him. He's so good at seeing the ice surface and getting in the right positions, making the right pass when it's needed, and he's still doing the things that made him such a quality hockey player last year. If you remember going into last year, he was an unknown commodity, came out of it, now you're a known commodity, and he has certainly improved on that this year, getting that look with Milwaukee. And, you know, if there's another team that needs a forward at some point down the road before the end of the year, he's probably going to get another look. He's that kind of guy. He does so many good things. He's on the PK. He's on the power play. Produces in all aspects of it. It's a reason why he has got the point streak he's got going right now, and he just continues to pile them up.
You don't always want to have these stretches of 7 and 10, but when you're playing good hockey, I think it's not that bad because you can just kind of keep things going. You don't have to worry about a whole lot of practice time because you're going to play, day off, travel, play.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you're at. I mean, you're looking at basically 1 day of practice in this 7 and 10 days. It can be a good thing, can be a bad thing. You're right. If you're playing well, this is a great time to play a bunch of games in a row. But if you need some things to work on and you could use a little bit of practice time, that's when these things become very difficult to go through. So the good news for Toledo is that final 3 are at home. Yeah. Makes it a lot easier to swallow, especially if you can get the game against Cincinnati and get above 500 on this stretch.
Let's talk about those 3 games at home, because while every walleye home game is an event, we've got 3 very special events coming up, because Friday, the Hockey Heritage Night, we're going to see a Brandon Hawkins bobblehead in the Storm jersey. We got the Jeep Fest Hype Night on Saturday, and then Sunday, Kids Take Over Day. It's going to be a really fun weekend.
It is going to be a very busy weekend, Mark. If you don't have your tickets now, head to ToledoWalleye.com, and you are right. You got the Hockey Heritage Night on Friday. Those Hockey Heritage jerseys that you may have seen on the NHL Network, Toledo's going to be wearing those coming up on Friday night. You mentioned Brandon Hawkins bobblehead, the Churn the Butter bobblehead will be on for the fans coming into the gates on Friday night. Then you look at Saturday, you're right, the Jeep Hype Fest night, Jeep Fest coming in the summer, and, you know, there'll be a bunch of Jeeps out front of the Huntington Center for that night, and then Kids Take Over on Sunday. Great jersey, yeah, and designed by the kids over at the Toledo Children's Hospital. So that's going to be a fun night. Those will be auctioned off following the game on Sunday. So some good ones. I know we got less than 500 tickets available for all those games, so ToledoWalleye.com. Get them now.
And the good news is if you miss out on those tickets, you can just stay at home, watch them on BCSN. We'll have all 3 of those home games live right here on BCSN. Matt Melzak, thank you so much for joining us, and have a great, busy week.
That's going to be fun, Mark.